The Alabama State Hornets have a chokehold on the college football world right now, especially in the SWAC. We've played 11 seasons. We just won our 10th straight SWAC title in Detroit, Michigan, aka ASU Stadium Midwest. And there goes the trophy right there. We got 10 of them now. And on top of that, we now increased our win streak to 67 straight games. We have not lost a game since the championship game in season 6 versus the LSU Tigers. And now we just add on to this legendary dynasty that is the Alabama State Hornets. So after all that, who are we going to be taking on for the national championship game? Well, you guessed it, it's the USC Trojans. They're 10-1, the Pac-12 champions. Well, Pac-10 in this case. Now keep in mind the USC Trojans are 10-1 on the season, and they do have a Heisman Trophy finalist as well in Paul Wynn, who is an absolute monster. He's been beasting all season. We'll check out his stats later on when they do the Heisman Trophy presentation. But this is going to be one hell of a matchup. This will be the second time that we have played USC in the history of this program. So let's get into the awards. The first one, we have won this award for the 3rd time in the history of this dynasty. He joins the ranks of Neil Bryant. Oh, take that back. This is the 4th time we won this award. He joins the ranks of Neil Bryant, Gene Speedy Singleton, Chad Hamilton, and now you have the senior out of California, Ryan Anderson, who wins Returner of the Year, who has 6 total touchdowns on the season, and 5 of them are punt returns for touchdowns. And of course, as you remember, his best game was against the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. He had a pick 6, and on top of that, 2 punt returns for touchdowns, all in one game. Absolutely amazing game it was for him. Now, Ryan Anderson is in his senior year. This will be his last go-around with us after the national championship game. But if you put all his numbers together as far as yards, he has over 1,000 all-purpose yards by himself. So congrats to Ryan Anderson. The next one, we've done it again. We didn't win this award last season, but we're back. Carl Mitchell, our left tackle. And that's all who's been winning these awards is left tackles. He is the Offensive Lineman of the Year after a stellar season. A season which he has not allowed a sack yet. Now again, we've gained most of our yards on the left side of the line. We've been most productive on the run game on the left side of the line. Pass game pretty much been balanced from the left side to the right side. But Carl Mitchell has been dominating that left side all season. Look at that right there. 34 pancakes on the season. No sacks allowed. He's just like Orlando Pace throughout his 4 years at Ohio State. Stays making trips to IHOP. And that was a nice block right there as you see Justin Frankie Beverly Mays going for a touchdown. He is the 5th left tackle to win this award in this dynasty. We had players like Brandon Ross, players like Kendrick Billings who won it back-to-back. And now you got Carl Mitchell adding his name on to that tradition and that legacy. Congrats to him. Another legacy, another tradition. Patrick Collier Ochocinco wins the Receiver of the Year, aka the Biletnikoff Award. The best deep threat wide receiver in the country this season. Absolutely amazing player. When he's out in the open field, you're not going to catch him. He's tied in the team for receptions, leads the team in receiving yards. He has 18 touchdown catches on the season, and also that crazy fumble miracle that we had in the SWAC championship game. That play will forever be remembered by Alabama State Hornet fans. So now, Patrick Collier Ochocinco joins the ranks of Tim Brown, Dunn Robbie Smith, Ryan Thompson, who won it twice. How can I forget about Tommy Chavez? I forgot he won this award too, as well as Sheldon Money Green, who won this award last season. Patrick Collier Ochocinco joins the ranks of some legendary Alabama State Hornet football players. And rightfully so, man. I mean, this is one of the best open field wide receivers we ever had. When the ball's in his hands, you're not going to catch him with his deep ball routes or on screen passes. So congrats to him. Now here's our first in school history. For the first time, we have a quarterback that won the Davey O'Brien, aka Quarterback of the Year. And we've had players like Tavares Jackson. We've had Trey Tyler. We had William Wade Wilson, the merchant with the arm, aka Deadpool. but not even any of them have won the Davey O'Brien Award like Dan Finnerty did. Now, Dan Finnerty was red-shirted when he first got here. He had to sit behind Trey Tyler and William Wade Wilson, the merchant with the arm. So there was no room for him to play. But now in his senior season, he's on the verge of setting new single-season school records as far as passing. Already on the verge of doing it as far as passing yards and passing touchdowns. So you see his numbers approaching 44 yards passing, along with 45 touchdown passes. Both of those are already school records. And of course, as I said earlier, he's the first Hornet to win this award. So that's a big monumental moment in the history of Alabama State football. And if my memory is correct, I believe he's rated as a 99 overall now. I think that's the highest rated quarterback we've ever had in this dynasty. But last but not least, Justin Frankie Beverly Mays. He's done something that's only happened 3 other times before him. He not only took on the Doak Walker Award, but he also took on the Maxwell Award. Meaning what? Justin Frankie Beverly Mays is named the best offensive player in college football, and rightfully so. Now, Justin Frankie Beverly Mays becomes the 4th running back to win both the Doak and the Maxwell in the same season. Meaning what? Joining the ranks of Keldrick Williams, Justin Chambers, aka the man all the way from VA, and of course our first Heisman Trophy winner, Gene Speedy Singleton. Justin Frankie Beverly Mays is the highest rated running back we've ever recruited. He was a 5-star coming out of high school, and he is now the 5th Alabama State Hornet to rush for 2,000 yards in one season. Keldrick Williams did it. Justin Chambers, the man all the way from VA, did it. Gene Speedy Singleton did it. Donnie Monker did it. And now we got Justin Frankie Beverly Mays doing it. But what was different about Justin Frankie Beverly Mays? He's the only one that did it that was not an impact player. He was that damn good. And again, don't be shocked if Justin Frankie Beverly Mays ends up leaving after this season. Look at that run right there though versus Arkansas Pine Bluff. That was absolutely crazy. So now we go into the next week. It is time. We got 3 Alabama State Hornets on their way to Times Square in New York City. Dan Finnerty, Justin Frankie Beverly Mays, and Patrick Collier Ochocinco have made the trip from Alabama all the way to New York City to see who name gets called. So let's see what happens. Let's get it.
I'm Brad Nessler, and I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight in New York City for the presentation of the Heisman Trophy. It's an honor to present this award, which goes to the best college football player in the country. This young man will become a part of NCAA football history. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Heisman Trophy. Congratulations, young man. You've earned it.
When he came into this program, he had the red shirt. He was sitting behind 2 generational quarterbacks. And when it finally came his time to start, he did not disappoint. He comes from Wetumpka, just 5 foot 10 inches, just over 200 pounds. Congrats to Dan Finnerty. What a season it was for him. And look at the first place votes. I thought Justin Frankie Beverly Mays was going to get it, man. But it looks like he won it by well over 100 votes. Justin Frankie Beverly Mays came in 2nd. Patrick Collier Ochocinco came in 3rd. So the Hornets finished back-to-back as far as votes. So as you see, Dan Finnerty along with Justin Frankie Beverly Mays and Petricario Ochocinco are first team All-Americans, but look at Kevin Garnett Humphrey. Despite all those drop passes, he's a first team All-American. Damn near everybody on our offense made first team All-American. Look at that. Carl Mitchell made it. Jeremy Fleming made it. We even had Ryan Jones, our starting center, make it. We had 3 out of the 5 linemen make it. But our offense was on fire this season. As I said before, this is probably the best offense we've ever had, averaging almost 60 points a game, which is absolutely crazy if you think about it. So as you see the rest of the first team All-Americans, I will say this, man. This has been a great dynasty. But those rumors of Joseph Cooley going to the NFL and taking an NFL job, they're getting hotter and hotter now. As you see Quincy Jones-Long as the first team All-American safety, and rightfully so. It could have been Nate Reed, man, but Nate Reed was tripping this season. He had 2 games where he has gotten suspended. One of those games he had to miss the first half. So let's go to the second team All-American. You won't see much of Alabama State on this one, but I think eventually you will see Nate Reed on this list. But yeah, man, the rumors about Joseph Cooley going to the NFL, taking a head coaching job out there, they're getting hot, man. I mean, at this point, he can't turn it down. 11 years here at Alabama State, produced 10 SWAC titles, 3 national championships, and looking to make it 4 in 7 years, including a 3-peat. What else is there to prove at this point, man? And also, special announcement, we're going to have that EA College Football HBCU takeover trailer ready by either the end of this week or next week. As you see, Ryan Anderson, the returner of the year, is named second team All-American, along with Nate Reed. There he is right there. He could have won the Thorpe Award this season if he wasn't on that bull. But it is what it is. I can't be too mad at him, but please believe NFL scouts will be on the lookout for that. They're going to be looking for an explanation for Nate Reed about that. So let's look at our freshman All-Americans. As you see, Wesley Pipes Dunbar made it. We also had Ryan Hefner make it. He's just a redshirt freshman. The future's bright here at Alabama State as far as the football team. But next season, there's going to be some young talent coming up, man. And then another question, who's all going to be coming back that's eligible for the NFL draft? Because I can see a lot of players leaving after this season, man. I can see us losing 2 wide receivers. We're going to be losing our starting quarterback over the last 2 years. We're going to be losing probably 1 or 2 linebackers. And I believe Ryan Anderson is the only senior DB that will be gone. So if anything, we're going to be very strong in the secondary for season 12. And there goes Keith Jackson. He has a bright future as a true freshman as well. He was excellent this season, especially as a slot cornerback. Getting in the backfield, getting a sack, and along with that, getting some INTs as well. So great job by Alabama State as a whole football team. And we just dominated the SWAC on us, man. Like, absolutely crazy. I just wish we had won some more defensive awards, dog. Like, I know we won the Nagurski. We won the Linebacker of the Year, a.k.a. the Buckets Award. But we never won the Thorpe. We never won the Lombardi. I just wish we had won some more of those awards, man. Because we do have some good defensive players on our squad, some legendary players. But they were mainly at linebacker. Like, we have some legendary cornerbacks and safeties too. But the linebackers dominated in this series as far as defense. So as you look at the rest of the first team for all SWAC, you see a lot of blue letters, Alabama State players. You see some Jackson State, you see some Southern and Grambling State. But for the most part, we dominated the SWAC, man. And we've been dominating the SWAC for the past 11 years. Well, take that back, the last 10 years. I forgot, we went, what, 6-6 in our first season. And Joseph Cooley swore what happened in his first bowl game, the Independence Bowl versus Kansas State back in season 1. Remember back in our first season when Tavares Jackson got injured, he couldn't play in the bowl game, and we had to go with the worst quarterback in the history of football. I gotta say, this dynasty went a lot better than what I anticipated. I didn't think we was gonna win our first championship until like season 8 or season 7 maybe. We won that thing in season 5. Won our first SWAC title in season 2 with nothing but a bunch of freshmen taking over. I mean, we had to, dog. Remember how we started this dynasty. We started off with the majority of our players either in the 40s or in the 60s, and recruiting was definitely a primary. But now that we won championships in the SWAC championships as far as nationally, we could just set the stable and just ride it out and make sure we just keep this pine going. So as you see on the second team right here, damn near everybody on our offensive line was a second team all SWAC player, minus Carl Mitchell, of course, who was first team, because again, he won Offensive Lineman of the Year. This was a robbery right here. Luke Rivera should have been named as a first team all SWAC player. He had a stellar season. Probably got into the backfield. I believe he led our team in sacks, if my memory is correct. He didn't have as many INTs as Buster Rhymes Brown, but he stayed living in that backfield, man. The future's bright for Alabama State football, dog. So the only question remains now, would Joseph Cooley be leaving, or would he be taking his coaching talents on to the NFL? Stay tuned for that. We're going to find out what the decision is after the season is over. So now we go over to the MEAC, and yeah, you're going to see a lot of Howard. You're going to see a lot of Hampton. It's a damn shame, though, that in this dynasty, the MEAC was being ran by Tennessee State. And as you saw, they are currently on probation. They had their worst season. They went 3 and 9 this past season, and it'll probably be even worse next season. They're looking to get their feet back wet because they were absolutely horrible this season, man. But those Hampton Pirates, they are now back-to-back MEAC champions, and it looks like they're going to continue it, man. We'll see what happens as far as the transfer portal, recruiting, and all that good stuff. But for the most part, the Hampton Pirates have a headlock on the MEAC right now, and they're looking to keep this thing going, dog. So that's going to conclude this video. Join us next time. We're going to begin bowl season. We're going to see where all the HBCU teams have gone, and of course, we're going to get ready for that national championship game versus those USC Trojans in New Orleans. Thank you for watching. Peace.